you doing, gang? I'm here. I am streaming. And everything's good. Had a little problem. Just a little technical glitch. And had to update my OBS. Having a little problem. But I fixed it. Turned out there was a conflict. I got rid of that conflict. And I continued on. So anyway, let's go ahead and switch cameras. Alright, let me open that queue here. We'll get that queue open. Okay. Alright, and... Alright, queue is now open. And that is not what I want. Queue is not currently closed, by the way. I don't know why it's doing that. Let's see if I can... I lost power. See if I can join my own queue here. You got it, man. I'm just gonna see if my queue is working. Okay, my queue is working. Hey, Good Thumbs, give me a second. I need to fix my I bet. Okay. Something about my something about my web server is bad. I do not know why. Because it seems like every time I lose power, it breaks. Hey Ash, how you doing? Good to see ya. I'm trying to fix my queue software. Just give me 1 second. That's good. Oh, that's good. That's right. The bunny hunt. The bunny hunt. The bunny hunt. Okay. So it is this right here. Ah, good. It was my OBS. That's what it was. So we're going to switch there. And we're going to switch back. There we go. So let me get rid of my name. Oh, cool. Can't wait. All right. I'm doing well. Just... I lost power. That knocked everything. My web server that I got right here, and my web server that serves up our QBot software and other various goodies, and the Tarot service, where if you type in Tarot, ! Tarot, it gives you a card. So got all that working, so that's good. Anyway, we're just gonna get... I do not like this song. It's a little bit too hectic. Your inner voice, higher self, what you know right now. That's a good question. I actually may do a different spread for that one. Let's just get kind of warmed up here. Yeah. Yeah. I'm currently writing some software that'll allow me to be more flexible with how I put the cards up on the screen, to be able to easily switch to different spreads, not utilize OBS for that. It'll utilize my own software. I can connect to it via my Stream Deck, have it as a separate source coming in, and yeah, this is a new spread that works for new relationships and inner guidance. It's really, really good. It's like a four-corner spread. And what it's like, it's very adaptable to a couple situations. I haven't managed to put it into my software yet. Been too lazy on that. But it's like for something like you, it would be like what are you looking to solve? How are you looking to go about it? What is the advice for you looking to solve, whether it be from the universe, whether it be from your subconscious, or whether it be what you should do and how you should go about it? And then in the middle, that crosses your significator card, it's like how do you bring the two together? It's a little bit shorter than a Celtic Cross one. Here, 4 or 5 million, so it's like 5 cards, but as opposed to 10. But then again, the Celtic Cross is not as applicable, because there's some things in the Celtic Cross that you could care less. You know, I mean, you couldn't care less on some of the things. You know, it's like they're just not applicable to your particular question. So I'm going to start branching out. To these more applicable spreads. And then I'll do a supplicant. I've got a new Oracle deck on the way that just phenomenal artwork. Holy shit, it's just so great. And my wife, being an amazing artist, I am getting her to design my own Oracle deck, the Oracle Clyde deck. So that'll be something cool. And I will use that. Okay. I'm not sure if I like this song. It's okay. As long as it doesn't get too... All right. Okay, I think we're all shuffled up. So, what we're going to do now... Good thumbs, you're going to be the first one to do this particular spread. It's the same spread, but different, basically a different use for it. I used it the other night for like a romance spread, but we're going to do this for like an awareness. We call it an awareness spread. Like, what does the universe want you, the higher self, your inner voice, or the universe, what do they want you to know? We're going to have the left side you, the right side is your higher you, the universe, the inner you, subconscious, the id, and we'll see how you bring them together in the middle. So it's going to be what You believe the problem is that you want to address, how you believe you can address it or want to address it, and then how does your higher self say about the problem? Maybe it has a more intuitive say in this, and then how to go about solving it, and then we'll see how you can meet in the middle. So why don't we, since we're talking about higher self, we're going to go with the Queen of Swords. Now, some people would say High Priestess, but that's more about seeking knowledge. We're more about getting to the truth of our own self, clear thinking. Queen of Swords is a good card for that. She's a no bullshit person who's not going to lie to you. But she also says, be like me. Take on my approach to the world, which is don't lie to yourself. The only person you hurt is yourself, and you annoy your friends. Sometimes your friends can see it clearly and you can't. Sometimes you go through the entire deck and you can't find the card because you're not paying attention. And it's probably right near the beginning. All right. There we go. There we go. Good Thumbs question. Oh, it's a higher self, inner self kind of question. What do they want you to know? This kind of question where you're asking questions you may not know the answer to, but maybe deep down you really do. This is a good use of the cards because they're kind of like, they're more like a, yeah, no, tell me about it. It's like a Rorschach. It's like an exercise. A lot of times, intuitively, we do have solutions. You know, a lot of times our higher self, maybe even the universe, can peek through and give you a little hint. It's up to you whether you hear it, whether you listen to it. Yeah, I do. Tell me, Levi, while I'm shuffling and getting ready for Good Thumbs. Tell us that crazy, insane shit you were saying. All right, so Saturday was good. What did you do? So I can tell you what I did Saturday. Wait a minute, I can't tell you what I did Saturday. What did I do Saturday? Shit, I can't remember. I am, man. I am shuffling the fuck out of them. You were attacked by a bobcat. God damn, how are you, man? Because those things they can kill you. We got bobcats here. I heard one the other night. I'm up late, screams like a crazy little girl. It's weird. I hope you're okay. Did it rake its claws across you? That's nuts. Man, all right. While Levi tells his bobcat story, I'm going to go ahead and get started here. Bam, 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 bam. With a new spread. Here we go. All right, so we're going to go ahead and read this. This is what you believe, or how you see. Oh, okay. I bet it was exhilarating. I hope it was exhilarating because you were fighting for your life and not exhilarating because you got to cut a cat up. Because then we need to be worried about you, Mr. Bundy. But yeah, when you got a knife and you're attacked by a bobcat, it's pretty much, fight or die. When I was in California, that was a big problem. Mountain lions, man, they would be on the trail in a tree waiting for a hiker to just walk by, and they would get them from behind and attack. So hikers carry guns in California because you'll die. So yeah, no, bobcats are serious, man. They will literally kill you. All right, so this is good thumbs. This is what you believe to be your current situation, your current problem that we're asking about. All right, and it has to do with, as you can see, Six of Swords, which can be about transition to a new place. It could be about a trip, but not necessarily. Let's bring it up. Sometimes it's about a needed break, whether you need a break, whether you need to move on to the next level someplace or move on, but it is definitely what you believe you're going through right now. All right. And your current inclination, all right, as far as what you should do in this situation, is to not do anything. This is what right now, this is your approach. It's death reversed, which of course is about, entropy, stagnation. It says resistance to change. It says sleep and lethargy, hope destroyed. No, that's not this right here. Death, of course, being a natural cycle, part of the cycle, when it's reversed, you're refusing to go along with the change. And in this case, perhaps this is a transition that you don't want to take, a trip that you don't want to take, or something that you don't want to, and so you believe to hold truth. Let's see. My migraines will do that. When I get triggered for a real migraine, I experience photophobia and a certain nerve condition, a neurological condition, where I see trails. Like I can take my hand and I can do this, and it's like half a second behind me. So it's like, woo, woo. And I know that I'm getting a migraine or I'm on the cusp of something like that. So I always have to watch that. That's a visual clue. Now, this right here is what your inner self, your id, superego, higher self, believes what the situation truly is. All right? And that's interesting. The Knight of Cups. Well, it is interesting. It's very similar as far as something new friends. Whereas you see it as some kind of transformation or transition to something else, unknown, because sometimes this is a transition to a new place that you just don't know. This one's saying, hey, there's good things on the horizon. There are new friends, new relationships. Could be a proposition. It could be romance. We don't know. Whereas your baser self is kind of afraid. Your inner self is trying to tell you, don't be afraid. There's always a good opportunity here. And what does it say is a good way to approach this, to solve it, to embrace it? We've got the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. Instead of seeing this as moving on irrevocably and therefore you preventing any change from happening, the Nine of Pentacles tells you that when you build your home, when you build your safe place, when you have a community, when you have something that you can retire to at the end of the day, or when you have a group, a social group of people to retreat to, that's where you feel safe. It's also something that you work toward too. You're working toward building that, or get to a point where financially and creatively you've created this awesome space for yourself. You don't have to, it's not a binary choice. Do this or do that. Transition away, move away, fight it at all costs. You don't have to make a choice. So, you have to integrate them. All right, so let's put this right here in the middle. This is reversed. So it's like, how do you merge the two? And it's a reversed Ace of Swords. It says conflict, chaos, loss of contest. Obviously, it's not telling you to get into conflict or chaos or failure or loss. It may be telling you that in order to meld the two, you have to give in. You have to lose yourself to that possibility. You have to be willing to lose something, because like death, like transformation, you lose one thing, you gain another. That you embrace change. So I think this may be what it's trying to tell you, because we've got some very specific themes here of advancement versus holding close and refusing to make changes. So yeah, I'm going to just do one more three for you, just to kind of finish that one out, considering this was only a 5-card spread. If I feel that it's just too short to really get much out of it, I'll supplement it. That's why I'm getting those oracle cards. I'm going to add those to the mix. I follow a few people on YouTube that do a really good job, and I noticed that a lot of people are adding other visual aids, other intuitive aids to help them, whether it be oracle cards, charms, crazy shit, you know? So oh, look at that. Queen of Swords in reversed. All right, that is, clouded thinking. That's why you're wanting to know what your inner voice says. You feel like you're cut off from your inner voice. You're listening, but it's not there. So, and the cause of that is you've got, okay, we got the 3 of Wands. and it's reversed. No, shit, that is the 2. Damn it. 3 of Cups. I'm fat fingered dead again. All right. Something's wrong. Stifling. It says party's over or an affair. I don't think your girlfriend's stepping out on you or anything like that. I think what's happening is possibly something at home. Your social group has sort of blocked, maybe come to an end, or you've hit a wall and you're shouting out and nothing's responding. But of course, the solution is, and it's a bit like begging the question, your solution for listening to your voice is to open your ears, which is stupid. 3 of Swords, but it's reversed, and it's about path to recovery or understanding, but it's also about release. So one of the things is releasing, and we're going to bring it back to the previous reading, which was the Ace of Swords reversed, on how to bring the 2 together, which was to let go or to lose. And loss, I think what it is that you have to be willing to let go or accept a loss that has happened in order to open up your mind, to not be afraid to move forward to the next level, that there's opportunity there, not let the fear tell you, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. You're better off staying where you are. And you shouldn't let that happen. So that's what it's telling me today. Now I'm going to read and catch up with what you were saying, Ash. Yeah. Uh-huh. You got him, my man. Thanks. Levi, I like that. Don't get me wrong. I want children. I just hate them. I understand. Ash, are you experiencing dizziness when you stand, or is it strictly when you move your eyes back and forth? Oh, okay. Well, I know certain medications will do that, mess with your blood pressure. It could be a sign that your blood pressure is too low. So if you have a way to check your blood pressure at home, I would recommend it. I have a thing, but, if it's worse when you stand, yes, some certain medications will cause that. There's an actual term for it. I can't remember it off the top of my head. Then when you stand up, you're like, woo, If you stand up and you get tunnel vision with the dizziness, then yes, I would be concerned, only because that's a lack of oxygen in the blood. And a lowering of blood pressure, that could be something a little bit more serious. But like I said, some medications do that, and migraines will do that too. But anyway, Ash, it's your... Oh, it's like you're drunk. Well, could be blood sugar. Very much blood sugar. One thing that happens when your blood sugar is way too high is people think you're drunk. And so if your blood sugar is like at 300 to 400, which is way too high, then that definitely will make you feel intoxicated, and you'll act intoxicated. So yeah. That is one thing if you have blood sugar issues. Cool beans. So, what do you want to know tonight? Oh, okay. Well, let's see here. Excuse me while I eat my gluten-free Fig Newton. Well, I'm gonna do this new spread for you too, because I want to get some more practice with it. Same thing I did for Good Thumbs. What your inner voice is trying to tell you to do. Your inner voice, your higher voice, maybe your spirit guide. And we're going to contrast it with what you think the problem is and what you think you might need to do to address it or solve it, and see where the two meet together. So I want to find one that's appropriate for you. I like this one. Similar. All the Queen cards are really good about emotional security. Queen of Cups. The emotional security that she has is that she is in touch with her emotions. She is in touch with how she feels. She has made her peace with any kind of issues that she may have, whether it mean body issues, emotional issues. She has forgiven herself. She understands where they come from. She understands how they integrate into her life. With that clarity comes a strength that radiates out to other people. And they can see that, and it attracts them because they know that she is an honest person, because most importantly, she's honest with herself. So if anybody who's watching, if you're up for a reading, you can just type !join. Otherwise, just sit back and relax. Enjoy the reading. We're going to find out about Ash's inner voice, higher voice, spirit guide. Yeah, dog. Okay. This will be on just probably a single topic, and how you and your inner voice are jiving with each other and how they can meet together. Nothing too crazy. I'm not going to reveal your secret desire to stalk One Direction or the fact that you got a bat tattoo of Ed Sheeran. Because I do. I love Ed Sheeran. He's a dreamboat. Okay. Your place in the New World Order is assured. Here we go, Ash. Let's do this. All right. Here we go. This is you. Your current, what you believe your current issue is, the situation, problem, whatnot. All right, this is the Hierophant, and he is reversed. Now, the Hierophant, when he's reversed, is about bucking tradition, questioning your beliefs. Whether it means you're questioning your any traditional beliefs that you were raised in, or if you might be questioning traditional wisdom about a certain situation. Perhaps traditional wisdom on a certain condition that you're going through, or a position that you're in, how the world or society thinks how it should be, and you are struggling with that, or you believe otherwise what the crowd believes. So that's what it means about restriction, status quo, questioning beliefs. Of course. But here's what you believe is how you're going to approach it, or what you think you might how I want to approach it. And this may be even part of the problem. And that's why you want to know the answers. So, Five of Swords is about conflict. But it means conflict at a certain price. You can see that the dude's picking up the swords. People are walking away. So it's like you win, but at what price? So at one level, it's like you work really hard, but regardless of whether you win, it's a hollow victory. What do you gain? Did anyone win? Or was it all for nothing? So, combined with these two cards right here, you're trying to reconcile the thought that, yes, there is an unconventional belief system that you would like to shatter. But one thing that you wonder about is, does anyone care? Does it actually solve anything for you or for everyone else? Well, your higher voice, spirit guide, internal voice, says, this is closer to what we believe the problem is. And that is the Empress. And she is in reversed. So whereas the Empress is usually about abundance or fertility or fruitfulness, she represents creativity, abound. She represents overflowing of love. When it's upside down, we've got a block. Creatively. There's also a codependency, which can be a very negative aspect of a relationship. It's codependency. So, so right now, the current problem is there is a block going on, whether it be an emotional block. The codependency keeps you from truly exploring how you feel, not just from an emotional standpoint, but from enjoying yourself, expressing yourself. And the Empress is about being able to express yourself and being unafraid to express yourself. Now, what your higher self is telling you in order to address this situation, solve it, come to terms with it, the Magician reversed. Now, the Magician reversed can be a couple things. It can be a con man, con woman. Excuse me for eating. Now, the Magician, of course, right side up is about controlling everything, having the power at your fingertips, being able to manipulate, control, convince people. When it's reversed, it means either losing control or the arrogance. Now, this is interesting because the last reading was like this too. That it's suggesting to let it all fall apart. Let me read this card next and see if this gives another Queen of Wands, but it's reversed. She is. All right. Well, it's basically saying, how do we meld the two of what you want to do, what your higher self is telling you to do? Okay. Here's the thing. If you're questioning a lot, or you're questioning those around you that try to tell you what they think you should do, that is the restriction put upon you by establishment, and you you believe, and maybe that's why you're asking this, is that fighting it is not worth it. Okay, that if you fight it, who wins? No one wins. Maybe I should just let people say what they're going to say, or do what they think I should do anyway. Your inner self is telling you the current problem is a little bit of codependency, meaning allowing the establishment to dictate your emotional well-being. That's one of the definitions of codependency, is when you allow someone else to dictate your emotional well-being instead of reclaiming it for yourself. That only you can choose how you react to the world, and only you can choose how you can be a positive, warm influence, not instead of letting someone else dictate that. And one of those ways is to give it up, to let the connections dissolve, that codependency, the tethers that we have to people, society, friends, family, those that are close to us, that, albeit well-meaning, they throw their own kind of chains on you. Those that don't have your best interests at heart tell you what you should do and shouldn't do and how to fix things and do that. Lose control by breaking those bonds. Now, this possibly is telling us, now when the Queen of Wands is reversed, she is very aggressive and demanding. Sometimes when you are looking for empowerment, for a long time, people who have taken advantage of you because they knew that they could influence you, therefore creating a codependency, there's a natural reaction to be a little bit more forceful when regaining your empowerment. Sometimes it takes a fight. Sometimes it takes a little yelling. Sometimes it takes being just a little bit shitty to someone to let them know, I am an adult with my own life, with my own choices, and I will determine my own fate, and I will determine my own happiness. So sometimes it does take a little bit of the Queen reversed for you to melt these two, to both explore bucking the system and cutting those chains of codependency. Hey, Poutine. So, yeah. I want you to explore that. You may have to be a little bit aggressive on that empowerment. Boom, boom. Welcome to the show. Let's, oops, that's wrong. Let's, click here. Yeah, just trying out a new spread here, just seeing how it works. I may adjust it. I may add more cards to it. You know, spreads are, all these different spreads are creations. I mean, there's thousands of spreads out there. So right now I'm doing a spread about how you feel with yourself, asking questions about a certain thing, how you can address it, and talking to your inner self, your spiritual guide, your superego or your id. What is your inner voice trying to tell you on that subject? And then how we can combine them. Boo, 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 boo. Oh, okay. Well. All right. Well, let's see. Accidentally got my cards mixed up here. Now for you, I am going to read with the High Priestess. And we're going to try to address your question here. So let me find the High Priestess. Let's bring her up. We got some divine mystery, subconscious intuition. Let's find her. And if anyone, if we got some viewers, if you're new to the channel, you can get a reading from me. If you do !join, and you will be on this queue right here. If I'm just looking, there she is. Beautiful card. Yeah, it's a Monday. You know, people got shit to do on Mondays. It's a light night. And that's fine. It's also the Monday before You Are the Best, Ash. Before the American holiday of July 4th. So a lot of people may be going on vacation. I'm just going to cook out. I'm not going anywhere. Okay. So we're going to talk to both sides of your inner voice and your outer voice. And some people think that the inner voice can also be your spirit guide. And that's perfectly all right. I'm down with that. No, I'm no favorite. All right, we're not turning this into chatterbait. That's a whole nother channel. I heard that Twitch is going to court to stop some people that are using Twitch for lots of naughtiness. And you know, if you were ever a moderator for something like Twitch or YouTube or Facebook, you would know that there's a lot of evil shit out there. It would just make you sad. Okay. That's right. We occasionally get coyotes. We gotta watch it with our pets. Household pets. It's a funny conversation. Okay, Ash, here we go. No, this is for poutine. Sorry. Wait a minute. That's funny. This song is a straight up ripoff of All right. Here we go. All right. Ooh, that's cool. We got the Knight of Wands reversed. All right, Poutine, you got some frustration. This is what you believe is currently going on right now. It's the kind of frustration where you want certain things that are done. You want to do certain things. You want to take action, but there is something in your life that is preventing you from taking specific action. Yes, I'm experimenting with just a new spread tonight. It's a inner voice, you and your spirit voice, your inner voice. This can also be used for relationships and how they meet in the middle. I'm just playing around with this tonight because the Celtic cross, it's not appropriate for everything, and quite frankly, you know, to me it's kind of lived its purpose, and it's got certain cards in it that really don't push forward what you need to know. So this represents what you believe the current situation is, and that's fine. It could very well be, but it represents you and your current situation or the problem at hand. And right now, it illustrates frustration at inaction. Whether the inaction is something based on you or external, there is something that you want to accomplish, and it's preventing you from moving forward, because this is typically a card of action, but it's reversed. So one thing that you believe is the cause of this, or certainly exacerbates it, and what how you're going to approach it, is the Eight of Wands, and that's a good card. And what it is it's about incoming news, of course. You've been waiting on something. The frustration comes from the waiting. The thing about the Eight of Wands combined with this is you're frustrated because it hasn't arrived yet. You know it's going to arrive. You don't have any indication of the exact time it's going to arrive. But it's going to arrive nonetheless. And when it does, you are putting a lot of your hopes on this being the solution to a specific thing that we're talking about. Now, your inner voice says that this may be a little bit of what's going on. You need to consider this. And that is judgment. Judgment's reversed, so it has a slightly more nuanced meaning. It's an accounting of oneself. Deliberation, a decision. Judgment is about transition or outcome. When it's about yourself, it has to do with the sum of your life up until this moment being used as the basis for an outcome. So, some people believe that you are nothing but the sum of all of your decisions. I'm not one of those. I do believe that, yes, you do reap what you sow, and you also are empowered to choose your fate. But the world can be a cruel place, and there are injustices that are done to you. And sometimes you ride through this ocean of life, and you just have to ride the wave until you can take control again. Sometimes you can't control it. This possibly is telling you to, instead of being frustrated, perhaps you take a more proactive role in this particular incident. Because what the problem truly is the Nine of Cups reversed. And the Nine of Cups right side up is always about happiness and contentment. And you're comfortable. When it's reversed, though, it talks about materialism, but it's different. You have what you need. You have a home. Maybe you have wealth. Maybe you don't. But the point is that you're not satisfied. And you're not satisfied in the, I want more. You're satisfied as in, that doesn't give me satisfaction or comfort. I am dissatisfied with life. So even though I acknowledge that I have everything I need, I don't have everything I want because maybe I haven't identified what I want. So right here, this is how your inner voice and your conscious voice can work together to come to a conclusion, a solution. And that is the Seven of Swords reversed. And that's one of those good cards. Whereas Seven of Swords is normally about being betrayed or deceit or a quarrel. You can see this asshole is running away with the swords. With a little shitty grin on his face. Like a little Joffrey. When it's reversed, it's about broadening your horizons. It's about, it says easily surrender or listen to counsel. In this particular case, it also has to do with considering things that you may not have considered before. All right? Yes, listen to counsel. Always listen to counsel. You can always tell someone to fuck off. But right here, you've got the Judgment reverse says that you, the sum of your life comes to a point and a decision is made. that you're not satisfied with anything, but you're frustrated and you believe something's always coming. Now, maybe what you're considering is that instead of waiting for that thing to come to make things right, that you make choices to go ahead and move forward and no longer wait for this. That our purpose in life, at the end of the day, we're all going to die. And we're all going to, whatever your belief system is, the path along the way is based on what you choose. If you do nothing but wait, at the end of the day, when it's all over, you've waited and nothing ever arrived. Maybe it did and maybe you missed it. But you're always going to be frustrated when you don't think it comes. So make it arrive, make it come. Perhaps along the way you'll learn to not just appreciate what you have, but find what it is you want to be happy about. That's one of the things like I've been doing for my own part of my clinical depression strategies is doing what I'm doing here. Twitch, talking to people, doing the card readings, sharing my passion for reading these cards, but also talking and meeting new people and doing new things. I've never done this before. Even though I've acted and directed and written, got a theater degree and made a fool of myself on stage, I've never done this. And this is a lot harder. So, always reach out. And then what you'll find is that you can't be dissatisfied when you make the action yourself, when you try something new. And then you'll find meaning in all of these new things. And then you'll discover, when it's all said and done, wow, I did something new and crazy, and it was kind of neat. What's next? And you guys are still talking about unicorns, aren't you? God, that's crazy. You are welcome, Poutine. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand that, because 5 cards makes it kind of a short reading. I think when this conversation is done, we're going to have like a young adult novel. Huh. I've never seen the albino bear. I've seen an albino deer. We have deer living in our front yard. Seriously, they're right out there. They've eaten all of our flowers, our ivy. We have about 6 deer that live here with a cute little pond. Occasionally the buck will show up, but bucks are like deadbeat dads, man. They knock up the the female deers, and then they're gone. You don't ever see them. Occasionally he'll come by and sit in the yard and just kind of look around, but no, it's the mother. She raises the kids. She takes care of them. All right, let's do a little general. All right. That is true. All right. Current situation for someone out there that's watching. Right now, we got the 8 of Wands. Considering I just shoveled the shit out of this thing, that was pretty much intended. All right. Our current situation, delay, frustration. We know something's coming. We've been expecting it, but it hasn't arrived yet. Something beneficial, news. What it's caused is it's caused a big problem where something was supposed to happen, it didn't. So you have to reevaluate your position. Maybe you're now caught in a bind and you're trying to figure out how to get out of the bind. Oh, Cherokee. Ooh. I lived in North Carolina. We got a lot of Cherokee there that weren't driven out to Oklahoma. So yeah, that's how right now how you are right now. Let's see. We got 10 of Pentacles. This is the obstacle, and it's reversed. Could have something to do with the family, with the estate. Lack of finances. You're possibly depending on family to help. They didn't come through. Financial situation is throwing you for a loop. It's not the crux of the problem, but it certainly contributes to the success of this thing that you're trying to push through. Five of Pentacles. So this is how to get around, like the advice. Five of Pentacles is interesting when it's the advice, because it talks about hardship, fear of poverty, and isolation. Now, one of the things about this card is that she's in front of the church. She can get some, at least momentary relief. She can get a little bit of comfort in her times of trouble if she would look behind her. So the advice for this is don't let the despair keep you from finding at least a little bit of comfort in what you need. Someone is willing to help you, and they may be even offering that help, but it could be that your pride is keeping you from asking that kind of help. So, crazy, yeah. Every bad movie involves a desecrated Indian gravesite. So yeah, don't be afraid to ask for help. I think this is what's telling you in this particular problem that you're having. Someone's willing to offer it to you, but maybe your pride is keeping you from doing it. This is what this is telling me. So, yep. Beep. Bop, boo. Beep, bop, boo. Do, do, do. Oh, he's just playing with his knives. I know. Well, Ash, I think I'm going to call it a night. It's kind of slow. I'm going to work on my my software to improve all this because I got the new cards coming in. Uh-oh. Levi comes in with the last second join. All right, Levi. You're going to be the last one because I'm going to call it quits. It's a slow Monday night. So you are the last one. Is ginger bear or is ginger beer? Yeah, we do have a bear problem here. That's one thing that scares the shit out of me when I go camping. Bears. Because it's a really bad way to go. Getting eaten by a bear. Because they start with your stomach, with you on your back. So you get to watch as you die. Isn't that nice? Okie dokie. Levi, I am going to do my new spread for you. Would you want to find out what your That's true, man. You walk through our forest, and we got 8 different ways to kill you. I mean, not like Australia; those people are nuts. They got 1,000 ways to die. But in ours, we got bears, rattlesnakes, hillbillies. All right, I'm choosing temperance for you. You got so much going on with your soccer, with this new girl, the old girl, the bobcat, your knives. So we're gonna do my new spread to see what your brain is telling you and what your inside voice is trying to shout out. Yeah, you know, drunk weirdos are okay. We can deal with those guys. I mean, I know Scotsman, you guys practically invented the pub. Oh man, Levi took out a bobcat. That's no small feat. Occasionally, someone will come across a bobcat that's not too much bigger than a regular cat, and they'll think it's a regular cat, and they'll bring it in. And they'll be like, this cat's mean. Bobcats kind of look like a Maine Coon. All right. This is what you believe the current situation is for you. All right? It's about triumph, but it's about positive, clear thinking. The situation is that you want that clarity. You want the answers, all right, to this very specific problem that you have. And sometimes you want someone to just tell you. Other times you just want it to kind of come out of the blue. You go, bing, all right, that's what I'm going to do. It's that assertiveness. You want to have the confidence, and you want to have the confidence that you're making a good decision. How you doing, Pearl Fox? All right. Ten of Swords, though. What you think might be a good way to help is, or what the current, how it's turning out is that you're at your lowest point, and you believe that once you hit rock bottom, you'll have an easy way. You'll find that you'll feel that this is one of the ways that you can have the decision made for you is that when you hit rock bottom, when someone basically just says, I'm dumping you. And you're like, oh, well, good. I don't have to make that decision. It was made for me. That's what this means. After the conflict is over, you're evaluating the situation. You're already at your lowest point, but things are better anyway. We'll get better. And you believe that may be the solution to this. But your inner voice says something else. Oh. The Empress. That's interesting. We got that in that space last time, but it was reversed. That's weird. And this... Oh, let me get rid of that. Okay. The Empress says you have the answer already. Beauty. What in your life represents the Empress? All right. Beauty, talent, good personality. Satisfies all the things that you as a person, as a human, need when you're in their presence. You essentially just need to give in and accept it. Loss of control. Which is kind of similar to what you're wanting to do, except you're wanting to just give in and let it happen to you. And that's sort of like this. But in order to bring them together... That's interesting. Six of Pentacles. To bring the two sides together. Offer with strings. Carelessness. Debt. I honestly don't know. I'm trying to figure this out because typically this means you're doing well, but maybe, this is... Six of Pentacles is when you're on the receiving end of charity. It says debt or offer with strings, but sometimes it just means you're on the receiving end of charity, and that you need to accept that you're in the position you're in. You just need to accept it and not be ashamed of it. Uh-oh. Pearl, I'll let you in. What's your question, Pearl? I just finished up with Levi. Go with this, Levi. The Empress. The one that makes you feel this way. Oh, okay. Well, okay. I'll do a Celtic cross on that. And then you're going to be the last one, Pearl Fox. I'm hanging it up for the night. It's kind of a slow night anyway. But I like that kind of question. So, is he going to return? You know what? Let's find... this one right here. Four of Pentacles. Yeah, about money. He holds on to it. Hard one. Sometimes, though, it's about control and not necessarily about the money. It's like he doesn't need the money, but he just likes to hold on to it, you know? Treats it like a game. I mean, there are definitely times where this card can have a positive aspect, you know, like if you've worked hard for it, someone's threatening your livelihood, you're like, damn it, back off. So we're going to just do a standard Celtic cross reading of and okay, let's we're gonna get a bear army going here. Better watch it, gang. It's gonna be like the Golden Compass. That's a sentence I don't see very often, Ash. My bears will love me but hate you. That's a great thing about this. Sentences you don't see very often. All right, here we go, Pearl. Wrapping up the evening. Here we go. Here's our current situation. All right, Ace of Swords. Triumph, win. That's what we want. All right. We want to win. And also we want to know if he's going to honor himself. Because it's about justice, too. Oh, of course. The swords are also about justice. So, yes. It's going to be difficult because you got to address the fact that it's going to be a pain in the ass. This is what crosses you. You're going to have to deal with this before you get your answer. In your case, your deposit. It's a burden or stress. All right. So whether that means you have to do an extra special job with the apartment, like maybe, you know, if one of you kicked in a hole, that you might want to get some putty and patch that up and paint the wall a little extra, just so he has absolutely no cause to withhold your, your deposit. So that way, and then document it. Yes, because I've done that a lot of times, is I took pictures when I was done I took pictures of every room and the corners and everything, just in case if they screwed me on the deposit. Here you go. This is where you're headed. May come to pass the direction you're going, and that's interesting because it's judgment. But it's, it's a change of position, renewal. Of course it is, you're leaving, you're moving on to something else. That's But it also could be a literal judgment, which would be, taken them to court. Here's your foundation to the whole question. All right. Hey, Nyan, how you doing? You came in right when I was leaving, brother. I'm so sorry. Just chill. You can watch. I'll be back on Wednesday. I'm just finishing wrapping them up right now. So we got the ace. All right. So that's your beginning enterprise. Not sure what it means for you. You'd know what this means as far as whether you're moving out, moving on to something else. How it relates to your landlord. Haven't figured that out. That's right. Wednesday is Death Day. Levi Death Day. Can't miss that. Can't miss that. That's where we get to kill Levi. You just left this. Strength. It's called pettiness when it's reversed, or weakness. You're on the receiving end of pettiness, meanness. Exactly. Wheel of misfortune. But hey, guess what, man? It's all going to be good. You're getting ready to pass into a happy time. Does that mean you're going to get your money? Not necessarily. It just means you're getting ready to pass into a happy time. Three of Cups. It's a celebration. Could be a wedding. Maybe you're going to a wedding or something. But you're definitely moving to a better situation. Turmoil right now, you don't know what the hell's going on. Got some emotional stability things. A Queen of Hearts reverse, so controlling, emotional insecurity. The environment in which you're in is skin deep. Basically, you guys, you don't know what's going on because you don't know the character of this man. It could be that he's just skin deep. It could be that there's just that. It could be that it's just what you see is what you get. Especially with this right here. You're wanting some hot monkey loving, because don't we all? Now the innocence before corruption. The lovers represent that time in a relationship. It's called the honeymoon period, where nothing's wrong. It's when everything is perfect. You want to return to that situation. This is a hope and fear situation. So, you're gonna get it back. Yeah, this is definitely a feminine card. Bountiful. The thing about this is that it's the environment in which you're in is skin deep. Now, it could be in the fact that the environment that you're in is skin deep in the fact that you can't see below. Doesn't mean it's not there, but you can't see below. You are going to have to put some extra effort into it. You may even have to endure some bullshit. Threaten to take them to court, small claims court, but definitely you'll have to push back. You're moving into a good situation anyway, whether it be also whether you're going on a cruise, a celebration, or just a much better situation. And I think it turns out all right. That you get what you want. Because that's usually what this card is. So, all right, now let's not have an international incident here. We're all pretty. Okay. I want to go to Scotland so bad. I'm willing to do bad things with anyone to make it happen. Oh my God, that's awesome. That must be what the Empress card is about. So I don't think the Empress necessarily represents your landlord, but it certainly represents a blossoming of something. And that would do it. But I think you're probably going to have to be a little bit aggressive to get it back. I don't think he's going to withhold it. He'll just make you work harder for it. Ultimately, if you push back, he'll give it to you. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. People, it's time that we get a little détente between Scotland and America. You hold back your ghost unicorn army, and Levi will hold back his bear army. And we will continue this on Wednesday. All right? Take care, people. Have a good one. Good. You got it, people. I'm out of here.